Today on the Raw Vlog, it's the top 5 reasons why you should go see Birdman. So this past weekend, I was fortunate enough to be able to see Birdman. I randomly bought tickets on a Friday night, had no idea that it was such a limited release, that it only had 4 screens in the entire United States playing the movie. But I'm so glad. What a happy accident. I stumbled upon this amazing movie. I had no idea what to expect. I went in totally cold, hadn't seen a trailer, thought that maybe it had something to do with Harvey Birdman, attorney at law, which it totally doesn't. But I was totally blown away by this film. It really drew me into this world. It had me tearing up napkins because it was just, the tension was so palpable that I tore up at least 5 napkins while sitting there in the theater.
We had it all. You were a movie star, remember?
Who was this guy? He used to be Birdman.
I like that poster.
You wrote this adaptation?
I did, yeah.
And you're directing and starring in your adaptation. That's ambitious.
And now for our top 5 reasons to see Birdman. Number 1, the meta story. So let me set the stage for you. This movie is about a man, Regan Thompson, who starred in a mega hit franchise, Birdman, and now it is like 20 years later or something like that. He's all washed up, and he's decided to adapt, direct, and star in his own vanity project on Broadway, where he's trying to prove to everyone that he's not just some washed up superhero actor, and that he does have talent, and that he is an artist. In the midst of all this also, he's having to deal with managing an entire production, which is, let me tell you, it's fucking crazy to do that. All this tension, all these things are going wrong, and this guy is just having like a breakdown. Oh yeah, and he also may or may not have telekinetic powers. And the meta quality that I like the most about this film, and there's a lot of meta qualities, but the one that I enjoy the most is the casting of Michael Keaton as Regan Thompson, because in real life, Michael Keaton played Batman, and he also kind of became lost after that. This is the first movie that he has been a lead in 6 years. So I love the fact that the main character's life mirrors the life of the main actor, except he's a lot less egotistical and crazy in real life, from what I hear. I hear he's a pretty awesome guy. So Michael Keaton, you're the best. I'm glad to see you back. I love fucking Beetlejuice and Batman, and fuck yeah, Birdman. Number 2, the acting. The acting is so good in this movie. Everybody gives an amazing performance. Michael Keaton, oh my God, I was feeling his character. I have been where he is to a degree, and I loved every minute of it. He really sells it. It's amazing. His performance is super great, something to be talked about. I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of buzz around Michael Keaton after this movie. Man, it's like, I didn't even know how much I miss Michael Keaton until this. Edward Norton also has an amazing performance in this, and it's also good to see him come back as well. I just loved his character of Mike. I think he really brought it, and he's even stated that this has been the most creatively satisfying movie that he's ever done. Number 3, the cinematography. Now, if you saw my Evil Dead retro review, which was not that long ago, and honestly, it should have more hits than it does right now, and you guys are disappointing me by not watching it. If you watch that, I talk shit about how, everything this day is smash cut this and smash cut that, and how you can't just have a long shot anymore. And this movie is one continuous shot. I know that there are cuts in there, but they make it completely seamless. The cinematographer for this movie is Emmanuel Lubezki, who did the cinematography for Gravity and won the Academy Award last year. So it's no surprise to see him doing this. I mean, seriously, I was so sucked into the movie that I wasn't paying attention to the technicals, but you really cannot find a cut in this movie. And the whole thing was filmed in 30 days, which is nuts, okay? 30 days in 7 to 10 minute takes. 7 to 10 minute takes. So if anyone fucked up, if anyone flubbed a line, or if a cameraman didn't fucking have his shit in focus or whatever, they would have to shoot the entire sequence all over again. It's so high pressure. It's such a high pressure situation. And that really comes through in the film too, which is great because the whole movie is about a high pressure situation of being in this crazy play and trying to put it out there, and trying to get it on Broadway. So I really, really enjoyed that aspect of the film. I really don't feel like it's a gimmick that falls flat. I feel like this is something that genuinely makes progress in art and is new and exciting, and I hope to see more of. Even though it's like a total clusterfuck, I'm sure, to film this, it was totally worth it. Number 4 reason, the directing and writing. This movie is directed by Alejandro González Iñárritu. I hope I got that right. And he was behind 21 Grams, and he said that with this movie, he felt like he was trying to make a cinematic dessert. And I feel like he kind of did, because this movie is totally a treat. And he is definitely the auteur director, if you're into that whole thing where you have someone whose just fingerprints are all over the film. It feels like a personal experience that he's had. It feels very real, very visceral. You can tell that he was really in charge.
I have a lot riding on this fucking plane.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, people know who I am.
Bullshit. They don't know you, your work, man. They know the guy from the bird suit who goes and tells coy, slightly vomitous stories on Letterman.
Well, I'm sorry if I'm popular, Mike.
Popular?
You know,
I don't give a shit. Popularity is the slutty little cousin of prestige, my friend.
Okay, I don't even know what the fuck that means. So.
And the number 5 reason to see Birdman is the themes. The one theme that I really enjoyed a lot was the theme of Michael Keaton's character, Regan Thompson, dealing with his shadow self, dealing with his ego. Regan Thompson has a dark side, and it manifests as this voice that he hears that is constantly challenging him and telling him, you know, fuck it, we could get back in the fucking Birdman suit and we could be popular again and we could be on screens around the fucking world and everybody would be losing their minds, you know, when he just wants to be, you know, regarded as an artist, and he wants to prove that he is more than just commercial success. Because if you didn't know, if you don't work in the arts, you know, commercial success leads to, you know, people looking down upon you in the industry. You know, people say, oh, you just make cartoons and garbage for the masses, you know, you're not a real artist, it's this whole thing. And, you know, he's really struggling with, do I go back and put the Birdman suit on and get that, what I used to have, that celebrity, that fame, you know, that fortune, or do I do something that's smaller and more meaningful and, you know, try to do something that's real art, that's not just, you know, popcorn garbage of things exploding. And on the other hand, to kind of counterbalance Regan Thompson's character, you have Edward Norton's character of Mike, who kind of has the opposite problem, where he's just such an artist that the only time that he can be alive and be real is when he's on stage. But he kind of doesn't exactly know what to do when he's not on stage. He's just kind of an asshole and nobody really likes him and he's really hard to deal with. And the only time he feels anything is when he's on stage. And I feel like Regan Thompson has a really interesting and poignant theme going on also about celebrity and what it is to have that and what it is to have fame and fortune and be on screens around the world.
This movie is kind of touches on the always looming, you know, this thing ain't gonna last forever. Acting, for a lot of people, it's hard to sustain, you know, it just is. You have to, you know, when a good movie comes together, it's almost a coincidence. Unless you have somebody like Alejandro who really knows what he's doing, which is really great.
Can you imagine the pressure of having to be like cool and hot and on top for like the rest of your life? And people like taking pictures of you wherever you go and talking about you, and then if your career doesn't do well, then they like talk shit about you, but then if you're doing well, then they talk shit about you too. It's so much pressure. It's so much pressure to be in the limelight, and a lot of that again comes through in this movie. You feel that pressure. It becomes palpable, and it really helps you to, you know, kind of maybe hopefully shift your perception of movie stardom and what that's like. So in conclusion, I really encourage all of you to go check out Birdman when it has its wide release, because this movie is so worth it. It's an original movie. It's completely original. It's not a franchise blockbuster, $250 million fucking tentpole bullshit. It's just a good movie. And it's up to us to go see movies like this. The ball's in our court, okay? This guy made it. He built it. Now it's time to show up. And before we go, I'd like to encourage all of you to go check out my girl, Blake Northcott's new book, the final book in her Arena Mode series. If you remember, I talked about it a while ago. Well, she's already on book 3. It's called Final Empire. It's on Kickstarter right now until Sunday, November 17th. And it is a sci-fi superhero novel with an R-rated twist. This book also features illustrations from pros in the comic book and animation fields. And also, I'm doing an illustration. As an incentive, I was picked to do a drawing of one of her characters. So you can go check out that incentive. If you want some Comic Book Girl 19 original pencils. And super bonus, there's a tabletop game also, and there will be some Comic Book Girl 19 and robot playable characters in this game. So that's a super bonus for all of you tabletop gamers out there. And you can check out Blake Northcott's Arena Mode Final Empire right here. Here's the link. There's also a link in the description. This book is even a part of like a Florida children's English curriculum. I'm not kidding. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and Facebook for all your Comic Book Girl 19 news and updates. Michael Keaton, you're the best. I'm glad to see you back. I love fucking Beetlejuice and Batman, and fuck yeah, Birdman.